Thank you for never letting yourself be put down or tramped upon in any way. Because in the United States, we have a saying that goes, "Do not tread on me, do not tread on me." And we have that yellow flag with a snake surrounding it, ensuring that no one treads on us and no one can speak over the American people when trying to take away our freedoms and whatnot. Anyway, I have a fun little video here. I hope you guys really enjoy. I'm gonna start because this is a very cigarette-oriented video and whatnot. Here are Montclair Black P&S, Montclair Black P&S, Philip, Parker and Simpson cigarettes. They have a nice little stylish, like retro '80s almost pack with the golden dots on it and whatnot. These are really appealing to me. I actually have found these at the gas station for right around $3.76 per pack, barely breaching about a gallon of gas right now. The gas prices in Wyoming are right around $2.75 or so per gallon, so I can get a gallon of gas and buy a pack of cigarettes for almost the same price, which isn't terrible. I know it's much worse in many other places, unfortunately, but yeah, guys, so I wanted to just share the cigarette and enjoy it with you guys. Have you ever felt like, as I'm lighting up here, pink lighter, fun, lucky pink, have you ever felt like you were kind of in a scenario where you just find it necessary to say to yourself, I really want to go to Eastern Asia. I really just want to see the culture. It's so rich. It's so densely populated, full of people, and there's just so much going on. You know, ranging from the heartwarming aspect of China all the way to the fun anime-oriented culture of Japan and the technology booming there. And with the conflicts engaging in North Korea to South Korea, it's just all, you know, so intriguing. It's so different in various ways, and I've always been super duper intrigued with Eastern Asia itself. I'll light up here. Automatically becoming familiar with the basic aspect of the cigarette, the kind of chalky, dark chocolate, you know, brusque, kind of heartwarming roasted flavor of a cigarette, especially a black cigarette, is just so appealing to me, and I really would strive for it every time I smoke. That's why whenever I see a pack is this color, I know automatically it's going to be superb in every single way. And there are quite a few ways to distinguish various packs and whatnot and see them as good or bad, or negative or positive, or you're being ripped off or not. But when it comes to black cigarettes, I know I can always rely on them and you know, do my best to kind of you know, purchase a pack and just feel comfortable with it automatically. Without a doubt, there are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of cigarette shops, I've learned, in China and whatnot. You could be walking down a street and you could pass by a couple restaurants, a couple ice cream shops. I've never been to China. The furthest west of the United States I have ever been, Pacific Ocean wise, would be California. I've never gone west of California. I've been to Europe once. I've been to the East Coast in Massachusetts a couple times, but I've never really gone to that kind of barrier of broken that barrier past Hawaii, past the U.S. territorial zones, and seen what people are like, and just seen, you know, how dense the culture is, to experience it for myself firsthand. But if you're walking down a street in Japan, certainly, or China especially, you will find many dozens of cigarette shops, perhaps even on one avenue, and find a wide selection of various cigarette types and whatnot. It's a very fun, engaging culture, I think, when it comes to smoking. If you are a smoker, you'll really enjoy being surrounded by a culture where people just love cigarettes, and for them it's kind of a rite of passage, kind of a unique offering from man to man or woman to woman to say, you know, you're one of the boys or you're one of the girls now. Here's a cigarette. It's kind of like a handshake in a sense, where you feel like, well, I can smoke with you. I can come to you at a party or a rock show or something like that and greet you, and say, you know, or a family gathering, for instance. If you haven't personally met someone and you think you want to greet them from a certain stance, a very, very calm, casual way to do that would be through smoking cigarettes, and pulling out a cigarette amongst them, or offering someone a cigarette is a great familial passage of right, in a sense, to meet them and to get along with them automatically. And I find that in the USA too. I think we definitely find that as well here in the US. But yeah, without a doubt. So we all know China is a pretty prolific smoking country, without a doubt. So is Bulgaria as well. In Europe, if you wanted to go all the way back towards the Atlantic and Eastern Europe, for instance, one thing you'll find about Bulgaria is they have the highest. Last time I checked, I believe it was a 2013 statistic, maybe 2010. They have the highest record cigarette consumption and cigarette purchasing economy in all of Europe, including Western and Eastern Europe, Bulgaria. But yeah, those are definitely very high per capita smoking nations. A very popular cigarette in China, I found out through various other YouTubers, is one called Chunghua, and it is about roughly $15 US dollars, equivalent to purchase a pack, and it's spelled CHUNGWA. So this is the equivalent of like offering someone a like an iPhone for a birthday present or something. It's very, very classy. They do also have serial numbers that you can detect with blue lights on the Chunghwa packs to identify whether or not they are of a particular status. And there are two different stati, that are included in the Chunghwa packs per marketing, and that includes for government in China and also for the general public in China and whatnot. So you can find people smoking the particular average Chunghwa pack. It's a red and gold pack with a picture of a scene from Beijing Square on it. I wish I had one. I rarely order cigarettes. I consume them on a daily basis, but I think if I wanted to spend over $25, including or excluding shipping, on a pack of cigarettes, I would want to definitely purchase a pack of Chunghwa cigarettes and see what they are, because they're supposed to be some of the most high quality brands out of all the brands in China and whatnot. So that's would be very appealing to me. So as I'm finishing my cigarette here, I'll put this out. One more feature of my pack really quick. The Montclair Black P&S Parker and Simpson. These are very fine quality tobacco that you can buy for right around $4 in the Rocky Mountains, where I'm located at least. So go out and have a gander for sure. And here's the profile of the cigarette. I'm probably going to have one after this video as well. I've shown these a couple times. Montclair with the silver stripe, signature of the Montclair brand altogether. And as a nice little fun addition, I'm going to include something that I was trying to learn recently, that is an Eastern Asian language, and it is very difficult for me. I've read up a little bit on Vietnamese, and Vietnam shares a strong bond with China culturally. The Chinese Empire was a part of Vietnam for a long time, vice versa. So they definitely share a certain level of culture and appreciation of each other's societal means and whatnot. But here are some words I'm going to try to pronounce for you guys casually, that are related to the Vietnamese language, and forgive me if I'm phenomenally incorrect on any of these tones. But I had a gander and tried to study Vietnamese a couple days ago, and I thought it'd be really fun to do a quick snippet on this. To say delicious in Vietnamese, I believe it is ngon tet, ngon tet, ngon tet, ngon tet. As I say it as many times as possible. I'm sure many gaijin and various Westerners would have a difficulty pronouncing that to a degree for some, but the next one is a little bit easier. It is to say good afternoon, good evening, good morning or hello in Vietnamese. Xin chào, xin chào, xin chào. And to say good night, it is its own exclusive word. Chok nhung ngong, chok nhung ngong. Good night. That's how you say good night in Vietnamese, from my American perspective. And to say goodbye in Vietnamese, we would say tam biet, tam biet. To say how are you in Vietnamese, we would say baka hoi hong, baka hoi hong. And it has its own unique sentencing and structure there, and lettering and different accents above the letters. I think Vietnamese is especially cute and fun in that certain way. To say I am Garrett, because my name is Garrett, my American name is Garrett, you would say Tôi là Garrett. Tôi là Garrett. I am Garrett. To say nice to meet you in Vietnamese, we would say Rất vui được gặp bạn. Rất vui được gặp bạn. Nice to meet you. That is my effort, out of all things. And finally, to say yes in Vietnamese, from my perspective of trying to analyze and translate the language, you would say vâng. Vâng is yes. Vâng, yes. So there you have it, guys. Thanks for checking out my video. As always, I'll try to keep uploading interesting, outdoorsy, interesting videos for you guys as well. But as always, salut, au revoir, Snowy Croquet.